So welcome back guys to yet another video of this IPL series. Today we are reviewing Sunrisers Hyderabad. So here is this team for Sunrisers Hyderabad for the season 2020. Okay, so uh, so Kanish will continue with how they did in the auctions. So Kanish, what are your views and how was the auctions this year?
So, I think they didn't do well in the auction this year. Since they have a good squad, but they already have a good squad, but they do quite well in this year's auction. They bought Mitchell Mars as a good player. The rest of the three picks were Virat Singh, Fabian Allen, and Abdul Samad, which are decent players, which won't make it to the 11 probably. But yes, let's see how they perform in this year's IPL.
Right. So
Uh,
as usual, SRH have gone with the youngsters. What
Yeah,
they
they've
are
yeah
doing
they've
since the
definitely
3 to 4 years.
they've definitely invested in youngsters as always. But I think these youngsters haven't performed quite like way out of the league in their domestic leagues or in other T20 leagues. So it was a decent auction, I think. Yes,
they lacked a middle order batsman.
yes.
Yes, and
They should have gone for a pick. Yes,
yes,
to strengthen their middle order. We'll
and
talk about
they,
that.
yeah. I think in
We'll
Mitchell
talk
Marsh
about
they have a decent buy. He's not that bad.
Yeah, but
He's a
but yeah,
good player.
difficult to make it to the 11
but
because they
again,
Yeah.
have
you can't rely on Mitchell Marsh for finishing
because
matches.
because
Yes.
Michel Marsh I think doesn't have a chance because they already have Williamson sitting.
Hmm.
So I don't think because the overseas quota is a problem with the SRH.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So anyway, we'll move on to the probable 11 of the team. So according to me, the opening is pretty much set. We have Warner and Bairstow. Then the number three position is a bit tricky. For now, we've gone with Riddiman Saha. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but Riddiman Saha comes in at number three. We'll see what happens. At number four, we have Manish Pandey, the very promising Indian player. He's getting old now, but he is still promising. Then Vijay Shankar, Abhishek Sharma, Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan. And in the pace bowlers, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Khalil Ahmed, and Siddharth Kaul. So, guys, what are your views on this?
I think that's a pretty much set squad. But why are we playing Riddiman at number 3? Because as we know, Johnny Bairstow is set to play, so he will be keeping the wickets. So instead of playing Riddiman, why don't we give a why don't we can give a chance to a young player like Virat Singh or Abdul Samad, who have had a good domestic season. Like Virat Samad was good with striking the ball in
Hmm.
Ranji Trophy, 113 strike rate. So I think that will be a better option than Riddhiman Saha.
Yeah, even I feel Riddiman Saha shouldn't be in a T20 IPL 11 in the year 2020, but he is. And
yeah,
but for now, we
initially Riddiman will start because Virat is very young. He's just 22 years old. Haven't played any IPL, any single game IPL game.
yeah,
So initially Riddiman will start because of the experience he has in the IPL, and he's a decent batsman.
he's not
So
bad. Yes, the last
yes,
time the tournament happened in UAE, Riddiman Saha had 100 in the final. That doesn't mean
yes,
anything, but it is what it is.
but they lost.
Because the 100 was in Bengaluru, not in
Yeah, true.
UAE.
Yes, but still, he'll have that in the back of his mind. Anyway. So let's move on to the strengths of the team. What do you think, Aditya? What are the strengths?
So again, coming to their sprint department, again led by Rashid, is extremely crucial, strong, especially in UAE. I
Hmm.
think guys
Chaka.
like Abhishek Sharma, if he plays, will benefit a lot from Rashid's experience.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we spoke about the openers, two explosive openers. They
The
lay the
best.
foundation, 6 over 60 runs usually is their start. So on UAE pitches where the ball wears off
Hmm.
quickly and the new ball is something you have to score with, I think it's a real asset to have guys who can smash at the ball early on so that, even
Yeah.
if the lower order can't sustain the turn, they can still get to a decent score.
Yeah, that is true. And I think this is Iyer has mentioned the correct points here. Warner and Bairstow are very explosive, and if they get a
The
start,
death bowling, but the death bowling is very, very strong. Death bowling is very strong. Like Bhuvneshwar, like nailed it in the death.
hmm,
So,
But
like
both are
we have,
very coming from very rusty leagues. Huh? Even Siddharth
yeah,
Call,
yeah,
very rusty,
that's one
Bhuvi
thing
very
that
rusty.
yeah, this year it will be quite difficult. Also, like they have easily defended targets like 130 consecutively in 2 3 games.
Yeah.
So their bowling is
yeah.
very, very strong. Like even a 130 is a tough one for the opposition to chase. So I think yeah, even the death is good.
Let's move on to the weaknesses. What do you think, Dronesh? Any weaknesses in the team?
Yes, there are quite a few weaknesses. I guess first of the very obvious weakness is their middle order,
Hmm.
because if the opening pair falls apart, then they have no one in middle to take care of. Like they have Ridhiman Shah, Manish Pandey is a good player. He can play the tanker role, but apart from him, no one no bankable player is there.
Hmm.
Vijay Shankar, Abhishek Sharma, Mohammad Nabi. I don't think you can rely on any one of them for a longer period of time. And other than that, yes, as Kanish said, that they have a very good death bowling, but I think I will not agree with that point, because Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has not been playing since last quite long
Yes,
time. And
agree.
Yeah.
if you see his recent form in the past 2 to 3 years in the IPL, after they won the championship, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's form has dipped continuously.
Hmm.
So I don't. I think they might suffer in the death bowling department also.
Okay, so Bhubaneswar Kumar isn't the player that he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think even a finisher is lacking in the team. What do you think,
yeah.
guys?
There is no
They don't have a
finisher. Like
finisher.
There's no
in the
finish.
last 4 overs, they need a 40 or 50 runs. They have no one there to finish it
Yeah,
off.
RCB has always been their batting like
SRH,
they
SRH.
yes, sorry, SRH.
Hmm.
If Warner or Beresco fails to perform, like they barely even touch 140, 150.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
you
always
can't.
the problem.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And do you think the reliance on Warner is too much? Like, let's keep
Yes,
Bairstow aside for a side.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Undoubtedly, the most consistent batsman in the IPL. Like every year, he scores 500 runs easily. That's normal
Imagine
for Warner.
winning the purple cap and still, struggling to make it to the top four.
Yes,
That says
like
a
I
lot
think
that
that
the other
yeah,
department is very poor.
yeah.
like the 2016 IPL, which
Orange
Warner
cap.
Orange cap,
led.
orange
Yeah,
cap.
Yes,
yes,
orange
which
cap.
Warner led to the World Cup. World Cup. I'm sorry, which led to the
Finals.
IPL title. Yes, like Warner played like very well in that IPL. So I
Hmm.
think there's too much dependence on Warner. Like it's on Kohli.
It's a
But yeah,
similar scene with
Warner
Kohli.
Yeah,
Yes.
see,
Warner
Warner
has a
has,
champion.
that's
yeah, and Warner has bowling to back his performances.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, we'll move. We'll come to that later. We'll see the key players. Prasad, any
Okay,
views on the
so
key players?
yeah, so they don't have any Indian superstar in their squad. So the key players are David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, and Rashid Khan. All these three players are international players, so
Hmm.
they hold a
Nailing.
huge weightage on
Hmm.
their side. And like not having an Indian player as one of their key players is like not a good sign for a team because
Yeah.
the future of your team is not in Indian code. That's
Yeah.
what it suggests. But we'll see. So
But
for this
I
season,
think
as of
I
now,
think
for this season, these three guys
Bhuvi
are
will
the key
perform.
players.
Hmm.
Bhuvi will be a key asset. I think, though he hasn't been performing well, he hasn't played well, and he's been out from cricket from a long time from T20. But still, I think
he
Bhuvi will play
can
well
be a key player, but you can't
because
predict his performance. Like you can say for Warner that he is going to score runs. You can't say about Bhuvi that he is going to perform well. He
Yeah.
was that kind of player in 2015-16 when we were
Yeah, but he is
about
not
when we
now. True.
okay.
I
I
think.
think
Yeah, yeah,
we also missed a very important question about Kane Williamson. A
yeah. Hmm.
yes,
great T20 batsman also can really score. So he doesn't get a place. He warms the benches. So that's a
Yeah.
very important question SRH need to answer.
Yeah, that's a debatable thing. Like, why not play Kane Williamson at three and sit out Nabi? But if they will play Kane Williamson at three, then their only finisher Mohammad Nabi, you can bat at high strike rate, will sit down.
And I
Yeah,
think
So
true.
I
Nabi's
don't think
spin
they will
overs
play.
come in a lot. They are
Yeah,
quite handy,
Nabi is quite
especially in
Nabi,
UAE.
Especially in
he's
UAE.
in great form in CPL. So
Yeah.
I
Nabi is a
think
great
Nabi
all rounder,
stands a
bro.
chance.
Nabi is a
Yeah, he's a
great all
great all-rounder, definitely. And but Kane Williamson also brings in the captaincy thing. But
Obviously, Kane will,
but I think Nabi will definitely start
benching Kane
initially.
will be heartbreaking, bro. You cannot bench a player like that.
And we also didn't talk about Sandeep Sharma. He's also a very good bowler. They have. He can
Agree.
replace either of Siddharth Kaul or Khalil Ahmed.
Sandeep, Sandeep
Yeah,
is Sandeep. The way he has performed in the IPL and the way he didn't get the credit, like he's quite underrated. I feel because of
he's
the
good.
performances he's given. I'm not saying he's a very good bowler, but
Hmm.
he's performed. If you look into his stats, he's performed really well
Yeah,
in
he's
in
decent.
the
He's
past
not
season.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah, but in the past 2 seasons, he hasn't been performing that well. But I think Call will bring in more than Sandeep
and
because
Kaul
of the
has
depth.
better variations, and
Yeah,
that
he's
will
Yeah.
yes.
He
on a
has a
slower
good
track.
Yorker. He has a good Yorker. He's a good slower ball. So Siddharth will be a better option.
Yeah. Anyway, so guys, I have two questions for you. First is, what do you think about Shakib Al Hasan? He was a part of this team, but he is no longer eligible. So is that a miss?
That's a big miss,
Definitely
I
like
guess,
one of the
because
greatest.
it's
Hmm.
yeah.
Bol, bol,
Good.
bol.
Because if Shakib was in the playing 11, you could rely, there was a reliable batsman in the
In the
middle order.
middle.
Because just imagine that Shakib Al Hasan at number 3. So that brings in a very strong top 4 with David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, Shakib Al Hasan and Manish Pandey. So there
Yeah.
was a very strong 4. Either one of them stands till 20th over, they can easily cross 170, 180.
Yes,
And
you
and
cannot keep
Shakib
the
Al
greatest spin
Hasan,
all
very
rounder
good
of the cricket.
spinner also.
You
Very
cannot
good
keep the
spinner, yeah.
greatest spin all rounder of the cricket out.
Yeah, he is a very good all-rounder. And the second one is I'm not going to ask about Warner. I'll ask about Bairstow. How many runs will Bairstow score? We know Warner is going to score. Let's talk about Bairstow.
Yeah.
Prasad, we'll start with you.
Yeah, yeah, I think around in the range of 400 to 450.
Okay. Uh, Kanishk
500 easily. He's an opener, yeah. He easily score.
and Ayer.
Yeah, 450 plus. I think is gonna go bang bang.
DK, what do you think? Johnny Bairstow.
I will like to give a shorter range because I think that UAE is a turning track. So I think he will touch 400, but not more.
But he's not going to have a good season. Okay. Even I say that he'll go around 500 runs. He'll have a good one.
He's a good player.
He's
He's
a
not
good
a
player
good
of
player.
spin. He's a good player of
Yeah,
spin.
yes, yes, he's a good player.
But
He'll play.
his form has been very
Not
bad.
tested,
Yeah,
not tested much. Like he has not played in rank turners much.
Yeah,
So
that could
we
be
will
a
have to see.
but experience matters because he's an English batsman. So
So yes, this is it. And I think he has a good
best
partner in Warner. So if
yeah,
Warner will play.
Agree.
So Bairstow can, he can take his time. He doesn't,
Warner,
but he can take his. He can put off the pressure himself. Like, yeah. So this is it.
Warner
And
600 runs easy, bro.
so this was our analysis on Sunrisers Hyderabad. And where will they finish,
Where will
guys?
they finish? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
where
the
will they
most
finish?
important questions.
Prasad, we'll start with Kanishk. Kanishk, where do you think they'll finish? Fourth.
Fourth.
Okay. DK.
I don't think they are going to qualify 6th or 7th.
Sixth or
Oh,
seventh.
or
Okay.
seventh.
This is
Oh,
nice.
पहला
See
हल्का
the sent back.
सीधा 6-7 पे भेज दिया भाई.
Ayer, what do you think?
I think their Afghan duo is going to send them to the top 4, so 4th position.
Nabi
Yeah,
and
even I think
Rashid. Okay, and Prasad,
Okay, so
Warner.
I think they will finish at number 5.
number five, just missing out.
That's a
Yeah,
reasonable number for middle order like this.
yeah. I think they have a batsman who can turn game and they have a bowler who can turn the game. They have Warner and Rashid Khan. I think they'll finish in the top four. They
Yes.
should.
We'll see,
Let's
we'll
see.
see.
So the key point is that DK said they'll finish sixth or seventh. We'll keep an eye on that.
6 or 7 ठीक है ये तो ज़्यादा हो गया.
देखेंगे. Okay.
Maybe not 7th, 6th, I will say.
Yeah.
अरे 6 भाई KKR नहीं जा रही है ओपनिंग देखती है तो उनकी भाई क्या
ठीक
बोल
है,
रहे
ठीक
हैं
है.
कोई भी 8th
चलो.
नहीं बोल रहा है, सब आरसीबी के लिए रखे हैं.
अरे
मैं हूँ ना आरसीबी वीडियो में
RCB
बोल.
के लिए Daksh is saying first. We4 are
We'll
saying
talk
8th.
about that in RCB video. Thank you guys. Keep supporting us. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment, and thank you. We'll
Thank you,
be back with
guys.
more videos soon. Love you guys. Be safe.